Hello again and welcome to another episode of the Franchise Everything podcast, where we talk about everything and anything franchising. And today we're down in Sydney and we're doing a franchise business leader podcast with Varun Ashok, who is the CEO and founder of Mobile Experts. Varun, how are you, mate?
I'm going, Glenn. How are you?
Very good, thanks. Thank you for having us here in your office today.
Thanks for coming, mate.
Now, this is a special one. So this is called a Franchise Business Leader podcast, where we're going to tell your career, your story and everything there. You're franchise adjacent right at this very second, aren't you, sort of thing? So, so Mobile Experts, 60 plus stores nationally already, and you're franchising Britain. So you're starting to really get that franchise scalability never happening. Tell the audience who don't know what Mobile Experts does.
Mobile Experts, we're a retail business, about 65 locations as of today. And we're opening about maybe another 5 or more this year to wrap up the year at 70. We like to get that number.
Get that, fingers crossed.
Get the 70 out, And so we deal with mobile phone accessories and repairs. And we do also sell devices, new devices and pre-owned.
Yep.
There is a lot of demand for pre-owned devices.
It's a massive market, isn't it? Massive market.
Yeah, huge. And it's growing. Growing, yes.
Yeah.
So, majority, say 60% of the business is about accessories, 30% on repairs, and 10% on devices, which came in probably 5 years ago into our business. So we're still growing that part of the business. So.
And interesting, and we're going to crack into it obviously through this chat about your career and life and everything, your business. But, how you get into that type of thing is very interesting, I think, because a lot of people wouldn't have a clue where to start repairing one of these phones and stuff now. So where did it all start? Where are you from? So I know that you're not from Australia originally.
Yes.
Where were you born?
I'm born in India, Delhi, capital of India. And so I had a business back home as well.
And you did study, you did everything through there. So I know you went to uni in India as well.
Yeah,
so you did some uni there?
I did my bachelor's back in India.
And what was that in?
And it was I'm an engineer in computer science.
You're smiling already.
Yes.
What do you think it's funny for that?
It's bachelor's of computer science.
Yeah.
That's what engineering I did back in India. Yeah. And then I just came here for master's.
Were you going to do were you engineering? Is that what you wanted to do for your career originally?
No, not really. I think my parents decided, what we're going to say, what did our son study up to? So bachelor's, I got thrown out bachelor's.
Yeah.
I took it as with open arms, and I did it while I'm juggling with helping my dad as well in family business.
Yes.
So my interest was always,
to do something else.
Something else. So, what my dad's doing.
Yeah. Are you more an entrepreneurial person back then? Do you think? Because you certainly are now. Clearly.
I can say that. I think you can see it. Your traits. That things you do and what you like. Yeah. So always wanted to serve customers. Always in a fast-paced environment. And look, I belong from a business family. My dad, my brother. I got a 9-year-old brother, right? He's done business and
his own business or in the family business.
With his family business, and then we kind of have our own things to do within the family business.
Are they all still back in India as well?
Everyone's back in India. Yep. Yes. And then my grandfather, my uncles, everybody. They're just everyone's done business.
So you were always going to be there. You're always going to be there. You weren't going to be an engineer on a work site or anything like that, were you?
But it's nice when you get married and it's like, what do you have studied? And you say, done bachelor's and you've done this. It just kind of helps that portfolio.
Yes. So you've got a nice broad brush of everything.
Yes, you can say that. Yes.
So you said family business. What was the family business back in India?
Family business. My dad inherited a shop in a community. From my grandfather. Right. Mm-hmm. And they used to do a Xerox photocopier, back then, not in organization now these days have photocopier in-house. Right.
Oh, yeah. So they used to people would go in, pay whatever it was to get some documents photocopied or something.
Think about Officeworks, right? Yep. You go out and get the photocopier done if you want to get it done, right? So we had a store like that, right? And then my brother also joined my dad and kind of added internet cafe. Back in probably 10 years ago.
Yeah, so when's that? So what year are we talking here with adding an internet cafe?
We're talking about 2001.
Okay.
Yeah, early 2000s.
It's pretty early adopting, isn't it?
Yes. So that's what my brother added internet cafe to it, and he was looking at that kind of stuff. Yep. And then I quickly joined the business. I used to go to the shop when I was my summer holidays, school holidays.
Working in the holidays?
I would go as young as 12 years old. I would go for 2 months every day with my dad.
So was it an expectation that you were going to work in the business?
Not really. It wasn't Yes and no, but there was never talked about it. But I think it's unspoken commitment that you know what your dad's going, and he followed his dad, which is my grandfather, and my brother followed our dad. I think it's just kind of
inevitable. Yeah, inevitable.
I think it was like that, and it's all about the interest as well.
Yeah.
So kind of, I went every time I went in the summer holidays with my dad to shop, and we're talking about long hours. We're talking about 12 to 15 hours a day.
Wow.
So I kind
That's
of
a
enjoyed
long
it.
day for a 12-year-old.
Think about it, right? So I kind of enjoyed it. So I think I was enjoying it to last 12 hours a day, right? And
So what things you doing? You were serving customers. What else were you doing?
yeah, customers, serving customers, helping employees, just a helping hand. Pick that, put that together, copy it. So I learned photocopy early on, and binding books as well.
Oh yeah.
Spiral bindings.
it was very much like an office work type of thing. I had a picture of just like a photocopier, and you're taking, but
Yes.
you're doing like printing, like bounding documents and things like that.
People bring the certificates and you laminate them, and you put it under the machine.
Yeah.
And you do fax. We had fax as well back then. We had a
remember
little
the old
PCO.
faxes, yeah.
Yeah, PCO as well. Like we had a bit of diversity in what we used to do and we used to offer, because we used to have a shop. So just add a line to it, people will come.
Yeah.
And with India, you expect people to just come to, because given the population, right? So
There's a lot of people, yeah.
there's a lot of people there. So
Needing
there
a lot of
is
services.
a lot of services. We had a lot of employees within the business, and everybody had their own thing to do. My brother was there. My dad was there. My brother, worked with my dad as soon as he finished his bachelor's as well.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. So what was your progression through that business like? So from 12 years old, pretty much you were there
Yeah.
working. How long did you stay working in the business?
I think about 15 years old, it was quite regular. I would go to school, and then I would just, after school, I would just go to shop.
Yep.
So I'd say 3 or 4 o'clock, I would just go to shop, and I would go till about 8 or 9 o'clock. And then I would just come early and kind of help, because I kind of liked it. My dad's like, that's good,
Yeah, you're a busy kid.
I would expect my son to do the same. Right?
Yeah. How's that going? Is that going to happen?
Yeah, that's going to happen. Don't know, right? It's always a question mark.
Yeah.
So, so I did that. So 15 years old, call it what? I'll be year 10,
Yep.
right? And
Yep.
I was kind of very involved after school. So I kind of enjoyed it. So, and kind of balancing studies as well. Obviously, you got to have academically, you know, be sound as well.
How would you find time for studies in amongst all that work?
I think I would have lots. So there will be 2 months that I won't go to shop, but
Okay.
I'll find times, and the weekends
Yes.
as well. I won't go to shop on the weekends.
Okay.
I just go on the weekdays and stuff. Yeah.
So when did it start to get serious? So you finished school and everything like that. So what was your transition? Because we're going to bridge to the point where you end up in Australia at some point
Yes,
here. So,
yes.
so what was the progress through in that business?
I think then after bachelor's, so it got really heavy. I got
So you finished your degree?
Yeah, finished the degree, and with finishing the degree, I was doing. I introduced phone accessories into the business, into the same
So
shop.
you broadened the product base again?
So you can see a lot of phone shops around you, and you're like, hang on, they look busier than us. So I kind of got that phone accessories part of it. We're selling batteries, and we will sell devices here and there. I'll pick up a phone from my neighboring shop. I have a customer who wants a device. So I got the device, I sell it for X amount, I make
you put a little margin on it,
on it, and I give the money straight back. And that's how we really got into the phones, that we should stock phones. So I go to my dad, and my brother will go to dad, we should expand this side of the business. This is what the new thing is. And we're talking about what? 1999, 2000, 2002, right? Around that time. And my dad's like, we have no money for this. Right, so we went to our uncle, and he lended 60,000 rupees. I would say probably call it $1,200.
Yeah, $200
roughly, right? So it was a small amount. We started with 4 or 5 phones, but we started with 4 or 5 phones. We sold them, and we bought an extra one because we made money out of that. So we had 7, and then we had 10, we had 20. So end of,
Is it exciting inching forward like that?
Yes, yes.
Because you're seeing real progress. It's not like on a mass scale.
Yeah.
It's literally step forward.
Yeah, it's again,
forward.
You're better than yesterday, right? That's where you thrive, right? You're doing better than what you did yesterday. And that's what it keeps me going till today, to be honest. It's the same, right? So I think then eventually years gone past, and we probably were full-fledged phone shop, and probably one of the most busiest phone shop in our community. So
you're no longer doing printing? Or
we kind of phased out printing, and internet, you know how the era that came in and then it just disappeared?
Yeah, internet cafes, everyone devices and everything. Yeah.
So we kind of got into the phones, fully involved in the phones, and then, So we did that. I finished my bachelor's, and talking about 03, kind of finished bachelor's. 03. No, 07.
See, now you're trying to cast your mind back.
Trying to think the number of years. Anyway, so doing that for that business, and then we kind of extended into repairs.
Yes.
And repairs, and we have a technician there doing that. We found him doing dodgies, and then I'm like...
Dodgy, like stealing or something?
Stealing money, because we had arrangement 50-50 profits.
And imagine repairs. A repair person, you would have been new into it. You would have been relying on them, like
because it's new. Because we were salespeople, right? So we will buy for X and we put a margin and sell for Y, right? So, but then we got into repairs, which we had no clue about. But this guy say people were asking for repairs. Do you fix phones? So we thought, hang on, we need this service, right? Because it kind of complements the business.
Yep.
So we got a repair guy on a 50-50 arrangement, on the profits, and then he was doing dodges. He didn't want to pay 50%. He will meet people, around the corner and get paid fully.
Type of person you don't want to be in business with. Yeah.
Right. And then we thought, well, what's the solution to this, right? So what we thought, I put my hand up and I want to learn how to fix phones. So
that's where it all began.
That's, you can say, it got really serious then, right? It was all sales until now, and then learning repairs is just another.
I can imagine. Another
step
level.
forward.
I mean, it's an even further level now with the complexity now, isn't it? I suppose.
Today is very different. Today is very different. We'll get to it, I'm sure. Right. And so I spoke to somebody I knew in the business, and he said, okay, you know what, how about you come 4 to 6 hours a day? And because I had to manage the shop as well, right? With my brother and my dad. So I went 4 to 6 hours each day, depends what the day looked like, and kind of learned repairs. I think give or take, it took 3 months. And learn repairs, and then I said the guy goodbye.
Yep.
I'm like, you know what? I'm going to take over this one, so I'm going to fix phones.
I know what I'm doing now. Yeah.
Yeah. So kind of.
So you got rid of the guy who was cheating on you. Cheating on you. Yep.
But then I just waited because that gave me,
gave you the runway to get that done. Yeah.
Yeah. So 3 months.
I mean, obviously you couldn't flick him before you had the.
You don't want to lose the business what you're getting every day, right? Of course. So we did that, and then got rid of him, and then I was kind of a full-time technician, right? And we did that, kind of enjoyed that, and that became actually the most important part of the revenue of the business. It was actually making more money than actually selling devices. I'm talking about the bottom line, right? Selling devices, selling recharge vouchers, and selling accessories. Accessories in India is just they assume it's going to come for free with the device.
Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah, accessories, they don't want to...
You get cases, you get all sorts of stuff.
Yeah. So I think repair became the integral part of the business, and that's what happened. But then years gone, maybe a couple of years gone past, we're talking 06. My parents like, oh, you're well settled, you're doing well. Why don't we get you settled and get you married at an age of 22, 23? And I'm like... Was
that a surprise? Were you expecting it? Did it happen to you? Is your brother older or younger?
Yeah, he's 9 years older to me.
Okay, so did it happen to him?
Oh, no, he had a girlfriend.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. He was sorted, but I was more invested into business.
Yeah.
I was workaholic, right? So we're talking about hours-wise, we used to open a store at 10 a.m.
Yeah.
And we close at 12 at midnight.
So no time for dating or anything.
14 hours a day. And when you enjoy it, then it becomes, my work was my dating, right?
So what was the conversation like when they said we'll get you married?
Yes, I think that's how Indian culture work. And if you're sound, you're financially stable, and your family is right, and we're living in a parents' home, and they expect you to live in the same house. They have different floors. You still have their privacy. You're staying together, but you still have the privacy of different levels. So that's how the setup is. It's like more home. That's India as a culture.
That's common. Yeah.
Yeah, that's very common. So, but I didn't want to get married at all. So I'm like, you know what? So I'm like, what's going to change this? So I went up to my friend, and he was going for a master's degree in Australia. So he was already there a year before me.
He's already studying out here?
Yep. Yes. So I reached out to him, and he said, why don't you come here?
So coming to Australia was like an escape clause for you?
You can say that. So it was
escaping marriage.
Yeah, you could say that. And for me to get out of business, it was not easy.
I was going to say it would have been a big deal.
Yeah, it was a big deal. So then I'm like, okay, so I have to have a backfill. So we hired people within the business and to fix phones. And this time was not on 50-50 arrangement. It was on a salary now. So there was no hidden agenda. And then we kind of kept it away from customers. So you don't have no interaction up front, like what we did before.
So no deals can be done in back alleys.
So we kind of learned from my experience, right? So we did that. And then I got my visa to come up here. And I came here for my master degree. So I did Master of International Business from University of Western Sydney.
Okay, yes.
So did that for 2 years.
So when did you arrive out here? When was that?
07.
07, okay.
07, call it what, 18 years ago now, right?
Yeah, it is.
So I did that. On my second day, my friend who I came to, his uncle owned a Pizza Hut. So he gave me a job my first morning of Australia.
Doing
So
shifts?
I was at work.
Your first morning you arrived,
First
you were here.
morning,
Nice.
so I came at night, and first morning I was at work at Pizza Hut.
Wow.
So
And what were you doing? Were you delivering or were you making?
I was doing delivery.
Okay.
Yes. I was helping maybe first week within the kitchen, trying to understand the business, and then I bought a car, started delivering, and I kind of enjoyed it because I enjoyed music in the car. It was just
driving freedom, going out, just dropping.
Yeah, it was fun. I kind of liked it. So it was good. I did that for about a couple of years, and then I landed on a job at Vodafone. Right, and actually landed a job at Three Mobile. It used to be
that brand 3,
brand 3, number 3, right? It was the biggest.
I thought you were saying 3 at 3 Vodafone stores. I thought, wow, you're stretching yourself.
No. So it was Three Mobile. It's the biggest sponsor for cricket.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
back in those days. Yes. So I did that for. So I'm talking about 08. I think the following year. I think 1 year later I got that, but I kept a Pizza Hut job. After hours.
So were you doing with the Pizza Hut job? Did you stay delivery driving, or did you start doing other stuff in the business and within the store?
So after 1 year, I became a shift supervisor as well. So I kind of leading the shift. I became an all rounder eventually. I did some course with Pizza Hut Yum.
Yum brands.
I did some modules. I did some modules with them. I became
store
an official
management, training manager type stuff.
You should go shift supervisor.
Yes.
So I was all rounder. I could do everything. So I could do on the making board and on the oven and the deliveries, all rounder, put it that way. So
at that time, it intrigues me from that time, from knowing from what you were at now, what was the plan then? So you've come to Australia to escape getting married, the expectation to get married, Masters of International Business, and then you're working at Pizza Hut and Vodafone as well. What was your plan at that stage? What were you thinking?
To be honest, there was no real plan. I was just wanted to do whatever I do. I do it, with my open heart, and do like full-heartedly. So to be honest, I was just going along. There was no real plan. I was not a planner. It's quite different to what I am today. I know what I'm doing next 5 years, right? I know exactly how it's going to go.
Yes.
If everything falls right. So, but at the time, no, I was like 24, I think at the time, and then no real such plans, to be honest. I had to finish my course. Obviously I had a degree master.
So it was a two-year degree.
Two-year degree. Yeah, I did that, and then a couple of classes in a week, so it wasn't too
onerous or anything like that. You could fit a lot of work in and around all that.
No, so I could fit work, and there was study load. I could just manage it, So then about 1 year later, I landed Three Mobile job, and then I would do Three Mobile during the day, and at night I would go to Pizza Hut. So I'll start at 9, and I'll finish at 5:30 at Mount Druitt. That's where my first store was.
Mount Druitt?
Mount Druitt, where my first store was, and then I will go from Mount Druitt to Putney. Which is
I can't remember. I lived in Sydney 25 years ago.
About 40 minutes drive from there. And I'll just start my shift at 6:30, and I'll work till 12.
Long day. So what were you doing at Vodafone? Was it in the store? In the Vodafone store?
Salesperson, yeah.
Sales in the store. So you're working from 9 till midnight, basically, other than a commute.
Yeah, call it 15 hours.
How long did you do that for?
Probably good 3 to 4 years. Wow. I did that. But look, I used to do that 14 hours back in India as well. So it wasn't a big thing. Maybe people who are probably going to view this and in Australia, 8 hours is just, full time.
Is the norm. So you're coming from a background and life and experience where that's just what you do.
14 hours, 8 hours felt to me was a half day. So 14 hours didn't feel
So you're
much.
Swimming now.
Yeah. Look, again, if you think about it, right? If you're enjoying something, it doesn't feel like that you're actually working, right? So time flies, and it's no different today.
Yeah.
I could just do it 8 hours and I don't feel a thing, right?
Wow.
If you're enjoying it.
So what was set up with home life at that time? So you're doing a lot of work there. No doubt there's no time for dating or anything. There has to have been at some time.
No dating.
Still?
No dating whatsoever. No, just my work was my date.
Work was it.
Trust me, yeah. So I was just dating at work. Imagine that.
Yeah.
I was in love with my work, and that's how it actually, it went on.
Okay. So 4 years, what was progression there? So what was the penny drop moment that you think that entrepreneurial spirit really kicked in after 4 years doing that stuff?
2008, started Three, and in the middle it got migrated to Vodafone, call it Vodafone now.
Yeah.
And then 2012, I was working in Rouse Hill for a franchisee. Right, I was not working for a company store. I was working for a franchisee. We had about 10 to 12 stores.
Yes.
So I was working in Rouse Hill. I met somebody in a phone repair industry, which was, we normally work as telco and phone repair industry, work really close to each other, right, as a business, because we always bounce off each other, recommends customer or referrals or whatever you call it, right? So I used to have a guy who we got along with, and he said, "Oh, why don't you open your own store? You know how to fix phones. You're good at sales. You can carry this, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah, okay. Do you have a location? Let me know."
So was that the franchisee? Or just
no, it was a phone
repair
shop.
guy?
It was a repair phone shop in Rouse Hill back
Yep.
then, right? And then he showed me a shop, which was his shop. He sold it to somebody else before in Stockland, Wetherill Park. And the guy named Alex, I think it was, and he's trying to sell me that shop for 50 grand, and the kiosk looked really outdated, really
So
tired.
you didn't want to pay 50 grand for it, clearly.
Yeah, didn't want to go pay 50 grand for it. And I'm like, not sure about this one. This is not what my style is. It doesn't look good. I don't want to stand here.
Before we go on that, were you, it sounded like you jumped into that pretty much, you were pretty much set to go. What was the thought process like? Were you nervous at all? Is it something you go, yep, this feels perfect? Did it take you long to come to that realization?
I did a small gig in between with that guy I was talking to, right?
Yeah.
We put a cart. We actually bought a casual cart in the same
in the
center.
shopping centre? Yeah.
Center. He wanted to open another one because I think he was worried that someone else was coming in the center. So he wanted to block that. He wanted to block it. He said, "I don't want to open another one. How about you want to partner with me in Rouse Hill?" I'm like, okay. So we got a cart from Rouse Hill. We opened. I put 10,000 in. He put 10,000 in. And we kind of lost. We ran it for 3 months. We lost about $10,000 collectively.
Why do you think
We
that is,
lost
as you look back
10,000,
on it?
and I think it was cart. It was dodgy cart, right?
Yeah.
It was very casual. Product range would have been very limited.
People don't think you're going to be there next week, potentially.
Potentially,
Yeah.
we didn't do repairs there,
Okay.
right? And we had a salesperson because I was working at Vodafone. He was running his own shop as well. So it was somebody else and not trained properly, just selling off cart, just accessory wise. And we were I actually thought we did all right with $10,000 loss collectively. Obviously, it was 5,000 my share.
So
all
you're
3
thinking
months.
it could have been a lot worse. Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, no, I think it's not bad. If I was there in a good premises, good setup with all a lot of range, and adding more services like repairs was not done there. I'm like, I think we will come right. And a busier center. Rouse Hill back then, we're talking about 2012. Rouse Hill was a brand new center. Now Rouse Hill is different. Like 13 years later, there's a lot of development happened. It's one of the top busiest shopping center out there. When talking 2012, it was ghost town. It was very new, right? I think it was built in 2010.
Yep.
All right. So I think in a busier center with repairs, with myself as a salesperson as running the store with the right products, I think this will be profitable business. So kind of learned my ropes from there. I found my suppliers from there, and he kind of helped it. And he's like, "Okay, why don't you get a shop?" Which I sold it to somebody else.
That 3 months was very formative. So, I mean, you knew a lot of this stuff from India with phone accessories, but in the Australian market was a different story. But you already knew a lot from Vodafone and Three, didn't you?
I think Vodafone. I had a language barrier. I could only put maybe a couple of words together back then when I came.
Okay.
It was
That's interesting.
English.
I hadn't asked about that yet, the language barrier yet.
Yeah, language barrier was there. Confidence in India was huge because I was running a business in India, and coming from India and the people you're dealing with, you need to be super smart to really run a business. Otherwise, you get fooled every day, right? So I was quite switched on, I would say. And then when I came here, I was reluctant to go to serve customers. Like his confidence was lacking.
Because it was a language
Maybe
barrier?
a language barrier could be a thing. And then I had my store manager. I will mention her name. Her name was Toba Kabir. And then she kind of, I just followed her. Everything she say, I would just copy and try to practice. And I learned. And I think 3-4 months, and I was sales. I was doing.
You were confident again.
I was very confident. I was on my A game. And I think it took me 9 months, and I got a store of my own as a store manager in Vodafone.
Yep.
Right. So coming back to this,
the kiosk,
the cart, did that $10,000 loss. I think, but I have other learning. If I have 4 factors I apply into this loss, I think it will be a profitable aspect. So then I spoke to this guy in Stockland, Wetherill Park, that I heard that you're moving out to South America. I think it was South American. He was moving out of the country for good. So he's like, "Oh, yes, but I want $50,000 for this kiosk setup." But his lease was expiring. I'm like, hang on, his lease expiring.
So he didn't have a lot of leverage then. Yeah.
No, then I went to the shopping center. I spoke to the leasing guy. His name is Francois George. I'm always thankful for him to give me the opportunity. So he gave me the opportunity and he was quite supportive. I was new and we actually bought a house as well. At the time, I was in a courtship with my missus. So we bought a house in a courtship period. I think because I had a property, I had an asset, landlord would just kind of take that as a positive.
Security there, or gave them a bit more confidence.
So I gave my personal guarantee. I signed my personal guarantee on it, which I didn't know what it meant at the time, and that's why the new people today, they don't understand what they're signing. I didn't know it. I didn't know until like 6 or 7 deals I did, and today I don't do any signing.
Just what that personal guarantee means, yeah.
So lease negotiation was very important, like it's today.
So it's all. So people have personal guarantee. It's on you. It's all on you personally, on you.
Yes. I'm liable for everything. If I don't make the business successful, they will take your house away or whatever you have under your name to recoup the cost and the liability you've signed for. Yep. If it's 5-year lease, it's liability for 5 years, right? So so he gave me the opportunity, and I'm like, okay, I got some quotations done, and I was getting about $60,000 to $70,000 quotation for the kiosk, and my budget was $60,000 to $70,000 collectively with the stock.
Okay, so all included.
All included. Yeah, so I didn't
so you got a shortfall there.
So it was massive shortfall. I'm like, what do I do? So I spoke to somebody back home in India, and I'm like, can someone help me build the kiosk? And they gave me a quotation of $20,000
to build a kiosk.
I factor in shipping. I'm like $25,000. I'm like, I'm $35,000 ahead. It would just be absolutely right. So did that. Turned out to be massive.
Was it too good to be true?
No, it was okay, but there's a process to bring it here, and the workmanship was what people do here and what happens in India.
Yeah,
where I got it done from, I should say, because if you go to the right people, they might charge you double the price what I paid, but the better workmanship, right?
Yes.
So I landed on the wrong stuff, and I cut the corner, and I paid the price for it. Almost when the kiosk was landed here, and it took 3 weeks to come here. I had to airlift, not by ship, because I missed the deadline.
I know I used to print books in China and everything, and if we missed the deadline, I had to get them on a plane.
I missed the ship. But if you bring it by boat, by sea, it would have landed maybe 4 weeks late, not paying rent for 4 weeks because rent commencement date is locked in. You're working with time.
You've really squeezed yourself into a corner, didn't you? Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm like, airlifted, and one piece was much bigger, so everything came, but one piece got stuck at Singapore. So obviously it got stuck, and then that took another cargo plane to get here. Long story short.
It sounds like a painful story.
It was very painful. That was I think that's till date, in last 12 years, that was probably the worst nightmare.
Yeah.
I haven't experienced that.
So how did you, what was your way to get through that? So how did you, did you talk to the landlord? Did you have delays?
Yes, the landlord said, I have a message, I wish I can show you here, but I had a message from that is then I fitted the shop or the kiosk, and the GM of the center was on around, is it looks like a second rate. It's complete rip apart and start new.
Yeah.
And I read a message like that from my leasing guys, I supported you all this time, but I'm not sure about
this. Your stomach would have dropped for sure.
I'm like, look, it's half done. You're looking at things half done. Let it finish, and then we talk then.
Yeah.
So it came right, but I would say it was 8 on 10, but they're expecting obviously 10 on 10.
How long were you going through this pain with it? How long?
I think it was 3 weeks, sleepless nights.
Yeah.
And I was newly married as well at the time, and I was living at my in-laws while our house was getting built. So it was the whole...
So all the most stressful things in life were all happening at the same time.
And you know what, at some point, that's where we lead into, a business we want to take this business to a franchising and stuff like that. I want to make sure nobody else goes through this. Yeah. And, I want to make sure that I hold someone's hand and, take my knowledge and,
Yeah, and that's a bit of a mission you have. Clearly.
Yeah, definitely. That is my mission.
You've mentioned that a few times, that sort of desire. So you got that open at Wetherill Park.
Wetherill Park.
Finally, you obviously did some work on that to get that kiosk up to scratch.
Yep.
So what was trading business in Australia? I'm interested in, as much as trading, what was the difference in trading in a business from India to Australia that you found when it was your business? So your family business, your business back there, basically. So any differences that you saw?
I think business acumen is the same. Mm-hmm. Principle of business is same, right? And I've kind of learned Australian way is more customer service oriented, right? And people are here more customer service, and India is more price conscious.
Okay.
They go by price, right? Here it's more quality and customer service. And I learned it early with Vodafone, retail exposure, right? So with my Vodafone experience, I was managing 3 to 4 stores for my franchisee because I got promoted from a salesperson to a store manager to an area manager. So I kind of had the exposure of handling multiple sites as well, right, through Vodafone. But again, so starting with Wetherill Park and come down trading, it was amazing. So I was making money from day one, and it was going bonkers.
Did you expect to make money from day one?
My expectation was really low. I was like, what I'm making as a wage, that was expectation.
Yes.
Right. And like, if I make the same money and then I kind of be okay. I took a lot of loan. You know how I just paid extra $50,000. I took a loan from anybody I could find. My uncle helped me. One of my family friend helped me. My mum had to sell her jewelry to give me money at last minute to fill that gap, $60,000. Wow. So I had a lot of baggage. I
bet you did. But you had a lot of emotional baggage with that stuff.
Yes, but again, but that was fine because I was positive, right? I was positive. If this comes right, I will sort it out. So fast forward 6 months, store was doing great. I was behind the counter. I had a team. Staff, it was good, trained by myself. I was learning off them too because they kind of knew because repairs. And think about it, I haven't touched repairs in 5 years now because I never used to do repairs at Vodafone.
Yes,
it was all customer service, right?
It was only back home when you were doing repairs,
correct. So there was a big gap, right? So it took me, maybe 2 or 3 weeks to fill that gap. Leading up to repairs, opening stores, I kind of learned a little bit as well, but what you learn in store at firsthand is different to what you do in the training room. Right. So that was good. So 6 months later, I paid everyone's debt. Right. And that was my first.
Like
that was a big relief.
First breath.
yes, that was a big relief. We moved into our new home, and I think it was cruising.
Yeah. And that's what, 2013?
2013. We're talking about March 2013. We opened, and then I think about 6 months. Call it maybe September, October. I was debt free. I'll call it, right.
So what were you doing that was different at that time? So what do you identify that was different, that was setting you apart and making you so profitable? Because it's not normal that people would come into a store and be as successful you are necessarily straight away. And we talk about that a lot in franchising, that people say you're going to have to put in the hard yards for a year or so and really until you start to build your customer base and everything. What were you doing that was that made you so successful to pay back all your debts and do the sort of stuff
If I compare something what an independent will go in today and what I had at the time, it was not much competition at the time. So it was easy to get in, and then all you have to do is give the right product at the right price with the right intent and customer service.
Yeah.
And I was doing that. I was a salesperson all along.
You're doing the basics really well.
Yeah. So I did that. I had the right products. But again, today we have to be really, really innovate yourself with your products and your margins. There's a lot of strategies you have to put in place to make money in this market.
Competition is even more intense, isn't it?
Competition is like threefolds, right? Yeah. So to make money in this market, rents are twice as what it was 10 years ago, right? So to make money today, you need a lot of experience behind it. And that's where, again, I'm coming back to it again because that's where I have seen the good days. I've seen bad, I've seen the ugly, and I can see the best days coming forward as well. And I make sure nobody goes through this hard time, and I can hold someone's hand to make this process easier for them and a pathway at least.
So, okay, 2013, you've got your store open. When did you start adding other stores on?
Adding stores, again, you asked my vision. What was the vision to add more stores? There was no vision. So that was first vision, first store to open. And then I had friends. I had friends in Vodafone. I had roommates, my schoolmates who were here, So when I was working with Vodafone, I got them into work in Vodafone with me as well. So they were there. So I got a couple of them. So I helped like maybe 3 or 4 friends like that. How about you open a store? You work there 6 days. I'll give you a day off. I'll work. You put in half money. I'll put in half money. And then let's open a store. You know what? It makes X dollar value. All you have to do is learn repairs, which I will teach you in my store.
Yep. So
that's how I started. So I helped one friend. I opened a second store in December 2013.
Yes.
With a mate.
So second store already, yeah.
Yep. And the third store I opened with a partner in 2014 March.
It's a great way to open more stores, though. People you trust and know.
Yep. And the trust factor was there, right? Yeah. So and I was teaching them. So, and then another one we opened 2 months later. So we had 4 or 5 stores with
all in a close proximity.
Yes, it was a Blacktown, Tuggerah, Parramatta, and mine was Wetherill Park, and we used to live in Northmead. So 2 friends we all 3 were actually roommates as well. So it was easier, right? So I taught them phone repairs and so someone who was in Tuggerah, so he's like, I will move Tuggerah. And I'm like, we will only take the site that's far away. If you move there, then we sign this. Otherwise, we're not going to sign this one. So he's like, okay, I'm going to move there. So he took that, that opportunity, and that all the stores made money from day one.
Wow.
So that could give me a bit of peace of mind.
So that strategy, how many stores does that get to like that?
So we didn't add more friends into it. So we just did maybe 2 or 3 deals with the same partner.
Yeah.
And then we were about 15 stores with the same 4 partners or 3 partners I had at the time.
So Mobile Experts is now 15 stores by what year is that?
Talking about 2015.
Yep.
So within 2 years, we opened like 15 stores.
Wow.
12 to 15 stores.
Great rate.
Yeah. And then I had another partner came in 2015 that was on our employee. So so 2 of these partners were my employees as well. So we gave them opportunity because they were from a decent background. They had financial support from India as well. So they came in with the money and taught them the business. And we just opened more stores with them. I think it started got funny about 2016. It got funny because they were cruising. I think they were taking it easy. They were not taking it serious.
So they had a different approach to it than you were thinking, obviously.
Yeah, when you're 15 stores, then you got to put some strategies in place to really see the growth, right? And it's not about just opening stores and not servicing it, because you got to keep the foundation right. So I spoke to them about foundation of the business and after sales service, because customer will buy from one partner and go to another partner for customers
for warranty
experts,
for service,
for warranty after sales service, and they will say no, it's a different owner. So I didn't like that.
No, wasn't good for your brand.
No, it wasn't good for a brand. It wasn't good for a customer service piece. Like, for more than brand, for me, it was like, we're not doing the right thing by the customer, right? It was not branding at the time. Today it's about brand, right? At the time, it was just like 15 stores.
Yeah.
Didn't see much value in the brand.
Yeah, it's still pretty good. Still pretty good.
Yeah. You look back and you think about it, but I didn't think at the time, right, about the brand. I'm like, it's just a location, more location based.
Of course, yeah.
Right. So that didn't go well with me. Then I spoke to this guy, set them together. I'm like, this is we need to sort it out. And they won't come to party. There were a lot of disagreements will happen, and they won't get along with each other. And there was a lot of, it became a baggage. All of a sudden, from an asset to baggage. Because one-on-one relationship was great, but now I'm telling these guys to get along with each other was a bit of a challenge.
So they just weren't cooperating together, and
so I didn't have any problem with individual, but working together as a team, that became a little bit heavy on me.
Yep.
And I'm like, now I'm trying to not focus on the brand or the shops, all the opportunities, because think about it, when you're doing good, landlords want to give you deals because you're doing the right thing by them. Rent's paid on time, store open on time, close on time, presented well, good products, doing all these things, right? And then landlords giving opportunities. But again, I want to take the opportunity. I want to make sure that I don't let my landlords down.
Yep.
Right? For them, I need these guys to come on board. Right? So these guys were just not getting along, and it was becoming heavy. I was not focusing on the brand. I was focusing on the relationship, their relationship.
So it was sucking your time and your emotional energy.
Yeah, I think it was the topic is changing. Like, my energy was changing from brand to personal relationship, and that wasn't good. So I sat them together. So I took some advice from solicitors and stuff like that. How do I tidy this up? This is the challenge I'm getting. I got some professional advice, and they gave me, like, you know what, sit them down and talk openly to them. So it was all handshake arrangements at the time. So I got some agreements in play. I'm like, with the exit policy.
It's a very difficult thing to do post everything happening, isn't it?
So but we had
very
to do
precarious.
it. Right? If you're doing it wrong for so long, you got to fix it. You just can't just continue because you started wrong.
Yep.
Right? We were just mates, and we did it, and then we had to fix our mistakes, not keep making the same mistakes. So I thought I'd just do the right thing, what's right, and then we just came up with some documents, and we had the right exit policy. If tomorrow there's a disagreement, because I could see it was falling apart a little bit. So I'm like, exit policies, it was very fair. Exit policy is very fair for both parties. It just we don't become a civil dispute.
Yep.
Right? So I put them in front of it. They didn't like it. They're like, it was a handshake arrangement. Why are you bringing documents in play? Because I was trying to see, I'm like, we're going to grow together with it. And we make sure if we don't get along with each other, there is a parting ways and done nicely, amicably, right? So that we're not going to go like, I'm not going to sign documents.
They weren't too keen to go beyond past the handshake thing.
Yeah, so they didn't want to do it, but I was adamant about that. I'm like, to secure a future of the business, I think we need to do this. This is the right thing to do. And that's what advice is. So I was a bit adamant. They were a bit adamant not to do it. So we sat down like, what is the solution here?
So how did you eventually get through it?
We just sat down and say, you know what? We split the stores. Option one, you buy me out or I buy you out. There's only 3 options. And so some partner bought stores from me.
Yep.
Some and the rest I think is split. I didn't buy anyone out.
What do you mean split?
Like we take, just say you have 4 stores, you
Yep.
split 2 each.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
fair.
financially what makes
And then
sense.
you argue over which one's a better one to take.
No, that went smooth.
Yeah.
That went
Okay,
smooth.
did it? Okay.
So that didn't, because we were mates. We were working
okay.
together.
That's good.
And think about it. We didn't have any issues one-on-one.
Yeah.
Right. So it
The
happened.
collective, all
Yeah,
not
it
in
didn't
sync.
go well because that conversation is a hard conversation, and every relationship you got to do some hard conversation and how they take it. So, but they had one ideology, I had one ideology. We sat down together. We kind of amicably we just parted ways.
So all that was wrapped up, what, 2016?
2017,
2017?
2018.
2018, okay, so not
So
that far ago.
started in 2017, 18. I think with 1 year, 4 partners, everything was split
Okay.
and it was done. Because I kept the brand name because it was my brand. I was the common between all of them.
Yep.
So I kept the Mobile Experts name. I had a trademark and all that sorted in the.
So
in
at that
meanwhile.
time you had, so how many stores were yours by the end of all that being wrapped up?
I think it was close to 12,
And they were all Sydney based?
12, 18 years. All Sydney.
Yeah, all
based.
Sydney. So
12 to 18, yeah.
So from about, say, 2018, how have you gone between that time to now 60 plus stores, maybe 70 by the end of this year?
Yeah,
what was the steps then? Where did you go
I
to
think-
from there?
I think it's all about management, right? I was always been a people's person, right? I'm really connected with my team and are the right people. I train them well. I spent time with them, so I kind of built team on it. And I was a face of leasing anyway, so leasing was pouring.
Yep.
Leases, all the opportunity was pouring. So I just want to make sure I'm more system.
Do you still do the leasing yourself?
Yeah,
or
I still do
Yep.
leasing myself.
Yep.
So I have some support system. Like, someone overlook the leases for me, but yeah, I still do leases. Yeah. So again, build the structure, build the base. It was always on system based. So I'll bring in my clock in, clock out apps for timesheets for payroll. Bringing a payroll system properly, bringing a ERP system, having a look at what's the right system. So we have landed on the right ERP, or call it a business intelligence system internally now, but I've gone through 2 or 3 before. That, if you want to scale, you have to have
number
a
of
process.
iterations as it goes through. Yeah.
So a process, structure within the management level, so structure, and then also how to get rid of the middlemen, like buying from local suppliers to go to China. So I also did that in the whole process.
So was there any grand plan at that point? Say, like, did you have a vision at that time? Your 12 stores that I want to go national. I want to have this many stores. Was that a plan at that time?
Again, it was no plans.
It was by the seat of your pants again. Of course, it was. Yeah.
Yeah, it was no plans. But again, when to go up to, like, I think it was about 25 stores with them, with the partners. I think when it split, I think it was, to say it safe, I think about 18 number.
Yep.
And then I kind of continued and signed leases, and the team was already set.
Yeah.
Right. And I had to hire a couple of area managers to look after it. I was hands-on in stores.
So it was almost natural growth from then on coming
Call
out,
it
wasn't it?
natural
Yeah.
growth, yes. And then what was the biggest? I think warehouse was another biggest move.
Yep.
We opened.
And where's
a
your
warehouse.
warehouse? Where's that?
Oh, it's head office, so it's next
It's right.
building to us.
Okay,
So
yep.
we got 2 buildings together. So one is warehouse, one is more office.
Okay.
Office work. So we did that. We added warehouse as well. So we used to go to China, buy stock from there, get rid of the middleman, improve margins, like that too. So I did that early on as well, about 2015. I started doing that because we had the stores, right?
Yep.
So that was.
Do you still do a lot of that? Do you still do a lot of buying trips now, or?
Yes, go twice a year, or at least once a year.
Okay.
We go to fairs, go to China.
Yeah.
And buy stock.
I imagine there's a lot of fast accessory tech type moving coming out all the time.
It's very fast-paced industry.
And it's very trend-based, isn't it? Wouldn't it
Very
be?
trend-based
Yeah.
and fast-paced, and new models launching every month.
Yep.
In some brand or whatnot. Biggest one is obviously iPhone launches and Samsung launches. They're the biggest one, and then you have plenty other brands. And they have to cater for them, accessories, repairs, and everything about it, right? But again, coming back to our journey, right? And then I think organically we opened like 6 to 8. 10 stores every year. Some years we would do 10, some years we would do 6.
And they're all corporate stores because you're, of course, not franchised
So
at
now
this
it's
stage
not
at all.
franchise. So I was no partnership since 2018.
So how are you managing that from a debt and cash flow perspective? Like,
Well, because stores making
all
money.
capital. Yeah,
Stores making money,
they're
right?
opening straight away and making money.
And look, I will say I was really living low key in terms of my lifestyle and stuff like that. I would just take my wage. Till date, I would just take my wage, and then I will have any money making from the business. I'll go back in the business in some shape or form.
So you're very disciplined. You're a disciplined person in that regard.
Very, very disciplined.
That's from when you were a child, clearly, wasn't it? You're working 12, 14-hour days. That discipline was always there.
When you've seen your parents doing that, when you've seen your dad and your brother doing it, how they invest into business, I've seen the growth internally. You've seen your grandfather. I think it just comes in you, right? So I kind of just practiced that while I was doing business, and so cash flow was very smartly managed, I would say, and invested back in the business. I would just take a wage, what I had to do as a living, and then I would just put anything money made in the business, put it back in the business to grow the stores. I think that's where the majority of the money went, to open new stores. And when you open new stores, they're making more money, and then it's going back in the business. That's how cash flow was always managed like that.
Yep.
But then we also warehouse. We opened, so we have to put millions of dollars into stock for buying up front.
Yes.
To get extra margin of 20% or 30% what supplier is making. So you have a vertical, channelization as well. That happened as well.
So as we finish up the move into franchising, tell me about your decision making around that. So when did you start thinking about it? Had you thought about it for years prior, or is it something that's more of a recent?
I think it is quite recent, I would say. We want to make this brand as a home brand.
Yep.
Right. We want, our goal is to talk about 100, 150, 200 stores, whatever we can see it. If Telstra can do it, Vodafone can do it, or JB can do it, we can do it, right? It's all what they're doing is providing a solution, right? And we're providing a solution with the right customer service, with the right intent, right? So 4 years ago, invested into the system, spent about a couple of $1 million, and it's unheard of in our industry to spend a couple of $1 million in buying the software, execution, training, and we're talking about 220 staff we have. It's not a small team. We're talking about a couple of hundred people and sitting in different states to train them. You can understand the challenges of remote managing them and doing training, and so there's a big infrastructure has been made over the years, right? So we want to bounce off that, right? So to 150 to open 10 stores every year, right? To get to 150 mark, we're talking about 9 more years. How can we speed that process up, right? And also, by doing scalability, how can we reach to the wider community? Because we get a lot of devices from remote locations to fix, and a lot of landlords coming to us from a remote location, like regional, like four hours out.
I can imagine. I mean, repair services in remote locations would be fairly rare, or fairly thin on the ground.
Yeah, and also the quality as well. So if there is something close by, reliability, quality, speed of the service, don't know, it's all compromised, right?
Yep.
But again, if we take our ethics, our principles, our success formula, or our recipe of success, I would say, to the wider community and get into the community and the smaller communities, how can we do that? Can I and my team build a wider team to do that, and how long will it take? So when we start asking this question, how can we service more customers, more communities around Australia, right? So I think the answer was franchising. We can create a bigger family, and we have a like-minded people and who has the same vision, and we can coach them through our principles, cash flow, using systems to help them to grow a business, having the right product at the right price, customer service piece. There's so many elements to it, right? How can we take this and to 50x, right? So we've done 60x. How can we go to 150? How can we go to 200? How can we reach those communities and they're just hiding away and looking for service? There are a lot of vulnerable people who they cannot get out of their home.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And they cannot drive up to more than 5Ks during the day. How can we get to them? Right. So I think that's where the answer is scalability. And also that scalability, helping the community is one. Second is a lot of employees, a lot of people in this industry, they have no pathway. They've fixed devices for 10 years.
Yeah, you have mentioned that about quite often today about pathway for employees to own businesses and everything, and giving them a helping hand.
Yeah, think about it. Every shopping center had probably 5 to 6 stores and probably hundreds of shopping centers.
Yep.
There's about 1,000 people out there. They're working for somebody, right?
They would love an opportunity. Yeah.
And they would love an opportunity. I didn't have the opportunity. I created an opportunity. But how can I help people like who are in the industry and help the industry to grow, this category to grow? So if we can open stores wide, Australia-wide, right, into regionals with the help of the right people under franchisee, setup, then I think we can tick few boxes. We can reach out to those remote areas. We can connect with the community. We can help our employees or people in this industry to have their own businesses, right, and grow. There will be a lot of people out in the business and in working for us or working for our competitors or working in this industry who are twice as talented as us, but they don't have the right opportunity. So let's uncap that talent. And the way it's going to add up, it's going to help the community, help the country, help the industry, help the people, right? End of the day, I think it's just all ticks all along. So I don't see anything wrong with it. I'm like, you know what? I see a hope in there. And I think I can put them together, make a business plan. Maybe I can create this opportunity for those people.
Yeah, it's interesting. And I think, you've got a real passion for it. Like the conversations we've had for it, the desire to help people, like you've been able to create this pathway for yourself, the desire to give other people a similar pathway. Yeah. No, I think it's admirable.
I think I could have saved 5 years. I created that for myself, right? But if someone had this opportunity, I could have saved my 5 years. Right, and I want to buy that
opportunity for you. Yeah, you would have bought that. Yeah, I don't.
So if someone want to help today or want to jump onto this opportunity and come in and have a chat to us and our team about franchising, I want to try to save them 5 years. What they gonna do today is what they're gonna do after 5 years anyway. Right, and you want to go through a rough patch, and imagine your rough patch was rougher than mine, then you won't even make it. Right, or
potentially so.
And it takes a toll on a family. You have to give a lot of family time, work-life balance. People don't value that. The time I've gone.
They don't quantify it, do they? Really? So they really don't quantify it as much.
Yes,
I suppose.
because unless you go in the journey,
just do the grind, do the grit, get down there, get to work.
Think about it. Those 3 weeks I've gone through bringing kiosks from overseas.
Yeah, those 3 joyful weeks that you mentioned.
3 weeks of sleepless nights and take a toll on my family. I was newly married then, and I was not home. I was sleeping, watching it get built at night. During the day, I will go and hire staff.
Oh, the shop fitters would have loved you there every night.
Yeah, every night. They're trying to put it together. It was a 3-day task turned into a 2-week task. Because they're trying to solve the puzzle. Yeah. So, all right. I want to help people so they don't go through that journey. And,
it's exciting, mate. It's exciting. It's, like what you've done is amazing, I think, to go from, nothing to 65 plus stores, hopefully 7 million this year, and moving into franchising. I think franchising will welcome you for sure, the sector broadly. I think it's exciting to have such an offer in there. So thanks so much for telling your story, Varun. It's a fascinating story there, and we look forward to many more in the future and hearing about more successes and more locations.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thanks, mate. Thanks, That's it for another one of the Franchise Everything podcast. If you like this, please share, subscribe, do all that sort of stuff, and we'll catch you in the next one soon.